Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Scrummy Pod. How are you guys doing?
Oh, pretty good. I'm excited to get started, excited to get into it. How are you doing today, Remy?
Man, I'm good. Bummed there weren't games this week, but happy to talk about some rugby. Tinashe, thank you for joining us again. How's it going, man?
It's going well. It's going well. Happy to be back. Also disappointed that there weren't any matches this weekend, but there was some there were some trials for Zim, so happy to talk about that.
Yeah, you can
Great.
start off by getting to death with that.
Wait, let me give my little disclaimer. As you can tell, I'm not in my usual background, so that is me gone. I just wanted to introduce you guys, and I hope you guys have a great podcast. Bye, guys.
To start off, it's my team. Just to get you guys going. St. George's that got selected, so I'm really proud of that. I want to get into more depth with the under 18s. The selection was pretty good. Just going into one of the players, I'll start with Ipile. He's a captain for the first team. Now, the thing is, Ipile is not just a hard runner. He's also pretty much a dominant tackler. And that's not all, that made him, get the choice. I feel like the fact that he understands the structure, he communicates in defense, that kind of gave him an off edge to the selection. And comparing him to Elton, who was more of a momentum-based player, Ipile is going to bring some composure to the whole game. It's going to be actually exciting to see what he does. I mean, what are your thoughts, Ashley?
Yeah, I think the choice of Ifile was really good. Obviously, led us to the win against St. John's last weekend.
Right.
It's joy for everyone, every St. George's supporter. Yeah, he's a really good rugby player. He brings composure to the game. He's well disciplined, yeah.
And he's our 8th man. That's right.
Yeah, he is.
Tinashe, you've really been singing the praises of Sitole on the podcast. His name popped up here. I wanted to know what you thought of that.
I was really excited to hear that my favorite rugby player from my school has been chosen to play for the under 18s national team. I was really excited to see him there, for him to be mentioned. Yeah, he's one player that I would never stop praising. He's a really good player.
He is. He really is. And if you're going to, you're gonna pay him with the scrummaging lock, like what's his name, Mubaiwa from Peterhouse. I think that's a very good pay. Those two together, they're going to be working it out. One disrupts, one wins the clean ball. Yeah, this is gonna be an exciting week. I am so excited.
Yeah.
It really is. But I would also not, I also say, Julian, the lucid prop, he's not bad. Him being on the selection, I would say that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
He's a tight carrier, so I'm really excited to see what he's gonna bring as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he's a good player. We have this thing at St. George's where you get a Butcher's blazer for the two best players in our first team get a blazer called Butcher's blazer. And to see him being chosen in the Zim team, it was really good because he also has the Butcher's blazer. So I would actually be surprised if he didn't get into Zim, even though he has the Butcher's blazer. Yeah.
It would be more of a surprise.
Yeah.
Remy, you've seen some of these players play. Like, are you surprised that they're in?
No, to be honest, I think they're phenomenal. And I think it's fun to see these names come out and sort of let them get their recognition, especially for St. George's too. I'm sure it makes you guys all proud as players. I was kind of wondering what the sort of feeling around school is. Like, how do you sort of celebrate the selection of these guys? Because it is really a big deal.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to have like a braai or something. I'm not sure what they're going to have to celebrate, but their names will be mentioned during assembly. They will be talked about. They will be recognized. A lot of people will be shouting, saying, yes, let's go. Our favorite player got chosen. Oh, this player got chosen. A lot of people will be really happy.
I would compare Mufarul Kwata Doro, the hooker.
Yeah.
To maybe Tafadzo Msengezi from Prince Edward. I feel like Tafadzo is a bit more traditional. and tight compared to Mfaro. And Mfaro really is fearless in the loose carries. It's gonna kind of be it's going to be exciting. He suits more of an expensive game plan, especially in the second half with pace matters. So he doesn't die. He's pretty fast. He's pretty agile, and I want to see where he goes with this because that was a pretty interesting pick for me. Honestly, it's gonna be something.
Another pick that I would say was really good was Chirisa. Bonga Chirisa. He's a really good player as well.
He's a winger, right?
Yes, I believe he is. He is a winger. Yeah.
That kid he doesn't burn too early. He really runs
Yeah,
well.
he does.
His stamina is just crazy. I mean, sure, I've never seen someone that fast. And as far as you ask me, I would say he is superior to, who's there right now, Maponga, the other winger. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Chirisa kind of finishes his moves. He doesn't just run in and, try and get there. He does his work. He does the job. He makes sure that all of his runs are calculated, and he makes sure that he's going to open a pocket. He's going to find one. He's going to go through it. And that's why I like him.
But what do you think about Jindu being selected in there?
Jindu, he's fast to run and he's fast off the pace. But at the nines, they usually get caught in two minds: pass or run. And that's the only thing that I have to choose from. But Jindu reads early. He links his play to the game. He's always like, if I pass right now, what's going to be the next move? He has a game plan before the game even begins, which is what I like about him. And I would also compare him to Brian Denga, the current starter. He has a bit more flair, but he's riskier. He's riskier, he takes a lot of risk. And I think Jindu gives the backline a rhythm. He's going to come in, he's going to bring things down a bit and show them the actual path to take.
One of the players who really showed me a lot of stars during John's game was Rukudzo Maeda, the 10 for Georges. He's really pacey. He's a good kicker, and he calculates his runs to the last little.
See, the thing about Maeda is he's a strategic fullback. He knows his position. He knows how he's playing. And it's not just going to be reacting all over. I love comparing players. I don't know. So that is my thing. I would compare him to Kaseke from Gateway. Rukudzo is much more secure in the air and offers better communication with his wingers.
Yeah.
So, I would rather have Rukudzo, see what Rukudzo has in play, because we've seen what Kaseke does. We now want to see what Rukudzo is going to bring. This year's selection is more on the calm and strategic standpoint. It's something else. What are your opinions?
He's a really good player for me. He shows his dominance on the field. He's also really composed when he's on the ball. He makes really good runs. He calculates every play that he makes. Yeah, he's a really good player overall for me.
Yeah, he really pushes and neutralizes powerful 12s. His defense alone is impeccable. He doesn't drift. He doesn't overcommit. He knows when to go in. He knows when to go out. I would say Gutu from Kayo College. I think that's a very good comparison for him. He plays more of a ball distributor role. And Tapua is a gain line carrier. That's pretty much it. And yeah, I think that's my take on Majulu. He's more of more of a calm player compared to the rest.
Yeah. Well, on the topic of the under 17s, for me, the best choice, I'm thinking Ethan Joe.
Ethan? Why that? Why Ethan?
He's really pacey. He's a good kicker. It's really hard for people to tackle him quite a lot because, the drive when he's in contact just helps him to push past any defender who tries to stop him from scoring a try or something like that. Yeah, for me, he was a really good choice.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm yet to see what Ethan is made of. I mean, like I said, you gotta compare some of these players. You'll see him making a 10-15 meter recovery in tackles, and that saves a lot of tries. So I do say he's a very good player, and I do want to see what he's gonna have, on the national level. Is he going to bring the same pace? Is he gonna bring the same speed? It's gonna be interesting. I would also move into someone like Matthew Zinyemba, the prop.
Yeah.
Matthew is raw, but very promising. He's still new to the ground, but then, he's naturally strong. He's got a powerful leg drive. you've seen him in a scrum. He does not play. He stands out, and that's something that's impeccable. That's something that's amenable. That's something that I want to know. He's someone like Tabo Chisango from Churchill. Good starter, getting into the game, and he's bringing something new to the field. So it's gonna be good to see what he has. Any other player on your thoughts?
Remy, what do you think about Tawana Mawita?
I was about to ask you that because that was one of the names that I saw on there that I kind of wanted to know a little bit more about. I feel like you're the one to ask, man. You're the one to ask. You know these guys.
I believe he's a good player. He's a good tackler, strong when he makes his runs, Generally for me, I haven't watched a lot of his games, but he is a good player for me, yeah.
Sarah is pretty good. He's an exceptional defense, He's got an exceptional defense spacing. He's a center, by the way. He doesn't overchase and he cuts passing lines smartly, He's someone that I would say I would put him in a game. I want to see him in the center since he is. And I would totally compare him to Newera. I think that's how you pronounce his name from PE. So, Newera is more of a physicality player. He's more he wants to get in the game, he wants to fight. But Musarira, on the other hand, he brings control. If Zimbabwe wants to run the structured plays, he's essential. And that's what I've been seeing. Zimbabwe is trying to go on a more strategic standpoint with this national team this time around. This year's game plan seems more strategic because these are a lot of strategic players. They think before they act. They're calm in the storm, and that's something that's interesting. A change of game a little bit.
I was ask how you guys feel the U17 squad compares to the U18. Do you think they kind of went with similar players there, or do you find some differences between the two teams?
They really went. They didn't pick the strongest. They didn't pick the hard hitters only from St. George's. They picked the strategic players, and it's not only for the under 18s. Of course, they're more on the under 18s, but then even on the under 16s, I would say that what all these four St. George's boys bring to the under 17 that's so valuable is that it's game intelligence. Like I said, this is more of a strategic play. It's an interesting game change compared to what we've been doing. This is something big for them. This is something new, and yeah, those guys got it. I know they do. They're amazing already on the field. We see them on the SBR field every weekend or almost every weekend. It's interesting, it's amazing, and it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, excited to come back next week and talk more about how these games go.
All right.
I'll see you both then.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.